The many motions of Mother Earth. The ground beneath your feet feels solid. It feels quiet. It feels unmoving. This feeling is so convincing that humanity has built its entire understanding of reality upon it. We speak of standing still, of stable ground, of fixed places. We draw borders on maps and believe they mean permanence. We build cities and assume they will remain where they stand. But this sense of stillness is not truth. It is an illusion, one created by scale, habit, and the limits of human perception. In reality, nothing beneath you is at rest. Not the soil, not the rock, not the oceans, not even the air you breathe. Earth is not a static object floating calmly in space. It is a system in constant motion, layered with movements so vast and so precise that life itself depends on them continuing without interruption. From the deepest core to the edge of the atmosphere, Earth is moving in ways that defy intuition, yet define existence. At this very moment, Earth is spinning. This rotation is relentless and unstoppable, carrying continents, oceans, clouds, and every living being across space at tremendous speed. Near the equator, the surface of the planet moves faster than a commercial aircraft. Entire civilizations are being transported through space faster than sound, yet no one feels the rush. There is no vibration, no roar, no warning. The spin is smooth, ancient, and perfectly balanced, so balanced that it disappears from our awareness. This rotation is not a minor detail of planetary behavior. It is a force that shapes reality. It determines when the sun rises and sets. It controls how winds curve across the globe. It dictates how storms form and where oceans flow. Without this spin, Earth would not merely look different, it would be unrecognizable. Day and night would vanish as concepts. Temperature differences would become extreme. Life, as it exists now, would not survive. Yet Earth's rotation is not constant. It changes, subtly but continuously. Massive earthquakes shift the planet's mass. Melting ice redistributes weight across the surface. Oceans move, glaciers retreat, mountains rise and erode. Each of these changes alters how Earth spins, even if only by tiny fractions. Scientists measure these variations with atomic clocks so precise they can detect a change of milliseconds in the length of a day. Time itself bends in response to Earth's motion. While Earth spins, it also travels. The planet is locked in an endless orbit around the Sun, tracing a curved path through space year after year. This motion is so vast that it escapes everyday understanding. In a single year, Earth travels hundreds of millions of kilometers, yet returns almost exactly to the same position relative to the Sun. This journey is not circular but slightly stretched, bringing Earth closer to the Sun at one point and farther away at another. That difference, though small, contributes to long-term climate patterns that shape the planet over thousands of years. Earth does not fall into the Sun because it is constantly moving forward. Gravity pulls inward, motion carries it onward, and the result is balance. This balance is fragile. A small change in speed or distance would push Earth toward catastrophe, either spiraling inward into heat and fire, or drifting outward into frozen darkness. Life exists because this balance has been maintained for billions of years without interruption. But Earth's orbit does not exist in isolation. It is influenced by the gravity of other planets, especially the giant presence of Jupiter. Jupiter's immense mass subtly reshapes Earth's path, altering its orbit and tilt over long periods of time. These changes contribute to cycles of warming and cooling that have repeatedly transformed the planet. Ice ages advance and retreat not by accident, but because Earth's motion through space slowly changes how sunlight reaches its surface. Another quiet but powerful motion defines Earth's character, its tilt. Earth does not stand upright as it travels around the Sun. It leans. This lean, measured at just over 23 degrees, creates the seasons. It determines which parts of the planet receive direct sunlight and which are plunged into long periods of darkness. This single angle controls agriculture, ecosystems, migration patterns, and the very rhythm of human life. Without this tilt, Earth would be a world without seasons. Weather patterns would flatten, climate zones would blur, the diversity of life would shrink. Entire evolutionary paths would never have opened. Yet even this tilt is not fixed. Over tens of thousands of years, it slowly shifts, becoming slightly more or slightly less pronounced. These changes amplify or weaken seasonal extremes, pushing Earth into long periods of cold or warmth. Earth's axis also wobbles. Like a spinning top that never quite spins perfectly straight, the planet slowly traces a circular motion in space. This wobble takes tens of thousands of years to complete a full cycle. Because of it, the stars that mark north change over time. Ancient civilizations aligned monuments with the sky, only for those alignments to drift slowly away from accuracy. The heavens themselves are not stable. They move in response to Earth's motion, reminding us that even the sky is temporary. Beneath the surface, motion becomes slower but far more powerful. Earth's crust is broken into enormous plates that float atop a slowly moving mantle. These plates grind against each other, collide, separate, and slide. Mountains rise where land crashes together. Oceans open where continents tear apart. Earthquakes release centuries of stored energy in moments. Volcanoes punch holes through the crust, connecting the surface to the deep interior. This motion is driven by heat left over from Earth's violent birth and generated by radioactive decay deep within the planet. Earth is cooling, but it is cooling slowly, releasing energy through constant movement. Without this internal motion, the planet would become geologically dead, like Mars. Its surface would freeze into permanence. Its magnetic field would fade. Its atmosphere would thin and escape. Earth's core is itself in motion. A solid inner core and a liquid outer core rotate, generating a magnetic field that extends far into space. This field protects the planet from the sun's most dangerous radiation. It deflects charged particles that would otherwise strip away the atmosphere and damage life at the surface. This invisible shield is not permanent. It shifts, weakens, strengthens, and occasionally reverses. North becomes south. South becomes north. The planet remembers these reversals, recorded in the magnetic signatures of ancient rocks. Above the surface, Earth's atmosphere moves in vast, complex patterns. Heated by the sun, air rises, cools, sinks, and flows across the globe. Earth's rotation twists these movements into enormous circulation systems that distribute heat and moisture. These motions make some regions fertile and others dry. They create storms, monsoons, and droughts. When these patterns shift, history shifts with them. Civilizations flourish or collapse depending on how the air moves above them. The oceans mirror this motion. Beneath the waves, currents flow like slow rivers, carrying heat across the planet. These currents regulate climate, softening extremes and maintaining balance. When they weaken or change direction, temperatures swing, ice melts, and ecosystems struggle to adapt. Water remembers heat. The oceans act as Earth's memory, storing energy from the past and releasing it into the future. Even ice moves. Glaciers creep across land, carving valleys and reshaping continents. They advance during cold periods and retreat during warm ones, leaving behind landscapes that define entire regions. When ice melts, the land beneath rises, responding to the loss of weight. Earth adjusts constantly, responding to every change with motion. And all of this happens while Earth travels through space as part of something even larger. The Sun, carrying Earth and the rest of the solar system, orbits the center of the Milky Way. This journey takes hundreds of millions of years. During one such orbit, species rise and fall, continents rearrange, and climates transform. Humanity has existed for only a fraction of a single galactic year. Nothing is still, not Earth, not the Sun, not the galaxy. Motion exists within motion, layers upon layers, each influencing the next. Stillness is not a feature of the universe. It is a limitation of perception. As humans, we often believe that intelligence and technology have lifted us above nature. We design machines that fly, satellites that orbit, and networks that span the globe. We predict weather, map the oceans, and peer deep into space. Yet all of this progress exists within boundaries we did not set and cannot remove. Every city, every road, every invention rests on assumptions about stability, assumptions granted temporarily by the motions of Earth. Human history is inseparable from these motions. When climate stabilized after the last ice age, agriculture became possible. When seasonal patterns became predictable, settlements grew into cities. When ocean currents enabled navigation, civilizations expanded across continents. None of this happened by chance. It happened because Earth's motions entered a brief phase of relative balance, allowing human societies to flourish. That balance, however, is not guaranteed forever. The planet has shifted its climate abruptly in the past. Temperatures have risen and fallen dramatically within centuries. Entire ecosystems have collapsed when conditions crossed invisible thresholds. Ice sheets have melted rapidly. Sea levels have surged. These changes were not acts of intention. They were consequences of motion, of Earth responding to altered energy flows, orbital variations, and internal dynamics. The planet does not warn. It simply responds. Modern humanity now finds itself influencing some of these motions. By altering the composition of the atmosphere, humans have changed how Earth absorbs and releases heat. This does not stop Earth's movements, it amplifies certain responses. Warmer air holds more moisture. Warmer oceans expand. Ice melts faster. Earth continues to follow the laws of physics, but the inputs have changed. The result is acceleration. Faster shifts, stronger extremes, narrower margins for adaptation. Still, it is important to understand this clearly. Earth is not fragile. Life may be fragile, civilizations may be fragile, but Earth itself has endured far worse than anything humanity can cause. It has survived asteroid impacts powerful enough to reshape the crust. It has survived global firestorms and frozen worlds. The planet adapts by changing form. It always has. What is fragile is the specific arrangement of conditions that allow human civilization to exist. Stable coastlines, predictable seasons, reliable rainfall, moderate temperatures. These are products of Earth's motions aligning in just the right way. Change the alignment, and the arrangement dissolves. Earth will not collapse, but human systems might. Looking further into the future, Earth's motions continue regardless of what lives upon its surface. The moon will drift farther away, slowing Earth's rotation even more. Days will lengthen, tides will weaken, the sun will slowly grow brighter as it ages, pushing Earth toward warmer conditions over hundreds of millions of years. Eventually, the planet will cross thresholds where complex life struggles to survive. Far beyond that, the sun will expand into a red giant, reshaping the inner solar system. Whether Earth is consumed or merely scorched, its surface will be transformed beyond recognition. Oceans will vanish, atmosphere will change. What remains will bear little resemblance to the world we know today. This is not speculation, it is the inevitable result of stellar evolution already underway. And even then, motion does not end. The remnants of Earth will continue to orbit what remains of the Sun. The galaxy will continue its slow rotation. Stars will be born and die. Collisions will occur. New worlds will form from old material. The universe does not preserve, it recycles. Against this vast timeline, human existence is brief. Entire civilizations rise and fall in the time it takes a continent to move a few centimeters. Generations pass while glaciers advance or retreat imperceptibly. We live fast on a slow planet, interpreting brief moments as permanent truths. Yet understanding Earth's motions offers something more than humility. It offers perspective. It reminds us that survival has always depended on adaptation, not control. Life thrives not by resisting change, but by moving with it. Species that survived past planetary shifts did so by flexibility, resilience, and timing. Humanity now faces a choice shaped by this reality. Not whether Earth will change, it will, but how we respond to that change. Whether we understand the systems we depend on. Whether we respect the limits set by planetary motion. Whether we align our actions with the rhythms of the world that carries us. Because the greatest mistake we can make is believing that stillness is normal. It is not. Stability is temporary. Motion is the rule. When you stand on the ground and feel unmoving, remember that you are riding a planet spinning through space, orbiting a star, drifting through a galaxy, carried by forces older than memory. Your life unfolds on a moving stage, shaped by motions you cannot stop, but can learn to understand. Mother Earth does not rush. She does not hesitate. She does not negotiate. She moves. She has always moved. She will always move. And everything that exists upon her surface, every forest, every ocean, every civilization, every human life, exists only because, for now, her motions allow it. This is not a warning. It is not a promise. It is simply the truth written into the fabric of reality. The ground beneath your feet is not still. The sky above you is not fixed. The universe around you is not at rest. This is the hidden story beneath everyday life. This is the reality behind the illusion of stability. This is the many motions of Mother Earth.